Hi, and welcome to my new YouTube channel, Real Women Conversations. Now, I wanted to create this video channel because I really wanted to connect with other women, discuss real conversations about things that may affect us, our mental health, emotional, physical, relationships. There's so many conversations that can be had amongst women, things that we go through that only other women can understand. And I just felt like my channel would be a great platform to really connect with other women, empower, strengthen, and push each other. And, connect and see, hey, what did you go through that I went through that maybe I could learn from? Or something that I may be going through in the present that you already experienced and that can help strengthen me right now. And I just felt that women empowerment is so important because there's nothing like a great woman who understands you and gets you and pushes you to your own greatness. Okay, so we all need that woman, and sometimes we may not have that woman in our corner in our life, or we may have lost someone really special to us, or we don't have that best friend, and we're like, wow, who do I talk to about this? So I just felt that this platform, this channel would be a great opportunity for other women to connect and hear their opinions and thoughts and just have open dialogue. And I'm like, hey, I'm a woman, there's certain things that I could share with you, or certain things you could share with me, and we could just conversate around it and just see how can we grow from that. Now, the first conversation I wanted to have is postpartum depression, because I feel like this is really serious. It affects women after childbirth, and it actually affects 1 in 9 women. That's a lot. So I just felt that there's certain things about postpartum depression some women may not be aware of, or maybe you may be going through PPD and may not realize that you're actually facing it, and you need to take the necessary steps to overcome this. So I chose to discuss this because I actually was afflicted by postpartum depression back in 2011. I really didn't even know that I was going through this until I guess later on. I didn't really share anything that I was going through with anyone. I was pretty much like a loner all the time. So I just kind of dealt with a lot of things, and I dealt with it for almost 3 years, and I just didn't have any hope. I just felt so lost. I was sad all the time. I would get angry. I was down a lot, like a lot. It was very hard for me to really remain happy, to stay happy. I didn't have my own happiness. I was not really at peace, and I really didn't know why I was feeling like this all the time. I just felt that it was normal because I was going through so many personal changes within my own life. I thought that was it, but later on I realized that really was not it. I was dealing with postpartum depression, and you may be dealing with it too and may not even realize. And if you are, it's good to talk about it or find an outlet to really discuss it, or tell your doctor, when you go to the OBGYN, they will ask you, are you feeling this? Are you feeling that? And maybe they can supply you with the right resources to deal with this head on. And I want you to know that postpartum depression is not your fault. That it is not. Okay, they actually don't even know where it stems from, what causes it. It's unknown, and I don't even want to put anything out there because I really don't know and assume something that it may not be, because it's something that needs a lot more research and also a lot more discussion. And it starts from us as women to open that dialogue, to bring it out, because we are the ones that are dealing with this. Okay, so how do you handle this? How do you get a grip on this? First thing is to know the symptoms. Know what you're facing. Know what you're dealing with. Now, some of the emotional symptoms of PPD, excuse me for a sec, is feeling sad, hopeless, crying. You just don't feel like yourself. You have a hard time connecting with your child. You're not really happy all the time, and it definitely affects you. Now, for me, I feel that postpartum depression is a mental health issue. I really believe that. I've never heard of it being called that, but I believe that it is a mental health issue because it starts here. And then anything that starts here and then it starts affecting you outward is definitely it's a mental health issue. When you're depressed, it starts in your mind, and then it affects your body, where you're sleeping all the time, you're sad, you're not connecting. There's also physical traits that accompany depression, as well as PPD. So I definitely feel like this is a mental health issue, and it needs to be acknowledged as such. Now, some of the physical traits Physical traits are body aches, lack of sleep or oversleeping, difficulty concentrating. That is true. I was out of it all the time. My mind was never in the here and now. I was just gone. I just didn't want to be present, because I just had a hard time connecting, and I had a hard time concentrating and focusing, and I just was so low. I just felt just horrible on the inside. I wasn't happy. I was sad. I just felt like I couldn't do anything right. Like my life wasn't going anywhere. Like I just couldn't get anything done. And I just was not myself, and I didn't feel like a woman. I didn't really feel like a great mom all the time because of what I was going through, and I did my best. And we challenge ourselves as women all the time to be better, to be better, to be at our best. And when we're low, who's there to pick us up? We sometimes have to figure out those pieces and put it back together. But that's what makes us great. That's what makes us strong. Okay? So one of the next things that you need to look out for is the behavioral traits, okay? And that could be a loss of interest in things, like I was saying earlier, that may be enjoyable to you, that was enjoyable to you at one time, avoiding friends and family, and trouble bonding or forming an emotional attachment. That I can relate to. Now, I didn't want to be bothered with anybody, friends, family members, because I was just not interested in attaching myself to anyone. And anybody who's experienced depression, or when you're down, you don't want to be bothered. You want to be with yourself, in your mind, in your space, away. And that's a problem, because that's not who we are as individuals, as humans. We're meant to connect with others. We're meant to form attachment. It's okay to have your time to yourself, but to avoid it completely and not want it, that's a problem, and you need to recognize that as a problem. For me, I didn't think that was a problem, and I thought that was okay, but it just made me more miserable, made me more unhappy, and I didn't want nobody close to me. And those are certain things that you also need to be aware of, and you may know somebody or have a family member or whomever that may be going through this, or just had a child, and you may want to look out for these little symptoms and say, hey, are you really going through this? Is this a real issue? What can I do to help you? What can you do to help someone that's going through postpartum depression? There's a lot of things you can do. First things, talk to them. Listen to them. Be present. Don't just say, hey, if you need me, I'm here for you. No, actively do the work. Seek out their attention for them. Don't let them come to you. You go to them. Say, look, let's talk. What's going on? Do you need some time? Do you need a little break? Do you want to go for a walk? You want me to stay here with the child? What do you need? Can I take you out for lunch? You want to just go to the park, have a walk? Sometimes just getting out of that space that you're in, okay, can help to relieve some of those symptoms. I won't say that's a cure, but it does help. It does help to get your mind away from your own self and just connect with something else outside of you, okay? Just give that person a mental break. If you have a wife or a girlfriend or a sister or whomever, and this is for the men, okay, you can watch this video too, that, is dealing with this, you want to really do some research, do some history, do some background, figure out what can you do to help them, and help them to see that there is an issue right now, and figure out what ways that you can help to be more supportive to you and the child, okay? And that's really important. Now, some of the things that helped me to deal with the postpartum depression is, one, was my spirituality. I grew up in the church, so me reading my Bible, praying, connecting to God really helped me during that time to relieve some of those symptoms and to connect with God in that spiritual sense. And it really gave me peace in that moment. It gave me a lot of peace, and it helped me. So whatever you are connected with spiritually, whatever higher power that you feel connected to, that's something that you should tap into and you should utilize for your strength to help you, and take advantage of that, because it's there for a reason. Now, the next thing that really, really helped me was this journal. This journal was my outlet. This journal helped me to free myself of certain thoughts, to get certain words on paper, certain feelings on paper, certain moods on paper. And I actually wrote in this journal before my birth and after. So I started looking to see how I was affected. And, I went from being okay to being angry, to being mad, to being sad, to being hopeless. And I saw the changes. And it's so great to keep a journal before pregnancy and after pregnancy so you can see and chronicle the changes that happen in your life. And I didn't anticipate to do it this way, but when I went and got this journal and I found it recently, I said, wow, look at all that I've gone through. And it's been amazing how far I've came thus far. But I'm telling you, having a journal is helpful, and it will help you to understand yourself better when you go back and you read some of your own history. And for me, I always put the date, I always put the time in my journal. That's just what I do. So let's say today's August 22nd. You may start your journal and say, Thursday, August 22nd, 10:30 a.m. Okay? And then I started like that because I try to remember exactly, when I felt that, what time. Sometimes you start realizing, I'm more sad in the morning, or am I sad in the afternoon? Well, this day I wrote, and it's really useful because you can see your own growth. You could see the decline, the incline, and how you progressed or maybe regressed. So it's really useful to get a journal. Just write. And then in a year, go back and read it. And you're like, wow, I forgot that I went through that. I forgot that I felt that. I forgot that I was dealing with that. And then you can say that, wow, I've really grown. And you can start to really see the changes. Because sometimes when we change and we mature and grow, we forget how far we've actually come. And you really need to remember how far you've come so you can use that as a way to connect with other women and tell them, look, I've been through this and I overcame it, and you can too. Okay? And these are facts. All right? So if you don't have a journal, get a journal. They're not expensive. I actually got mine at Barnes and Noble or wherever, Walmart. Get them wherever you can. But this journal is a blessing, and I hope that one day, I can really give it to my children's children one day, and they can see, wow, look at what my grandmother went through, and she survived, and they may go through something similar, and you can pass that on, and this can be your way of connecting with them to help them get through whatever situations they're going through. So I'm always going to keep this, and you should keep one too. Okay, this journal started back in, let's see, 2012. Okay, so this was after I gave birth. Oh, I have another journal. I forgot. It's not this one. It's another one. That one was from 2009. And then I continued it into this book. So I have two. I have actually 3 journals. So I've kept journals for maybe about 10 years now. So I have a lot of material that I just write. And I'm free with my thoughts. Don't judge yourself in your journals. Be who you want to be. Say what you want to say. That's why it's there. And keep it private. That's a personal thing. Okay? So it's really important that, certain things that you maintain sacred, because you don't want it to be conflicted with anybody else's views, because that's your life. That's your personal choices that you have made, opinions and thoughts that should never be judged because they're yours. Okay? So, in your own time, you can share it with whomever, but during that time, in a fragile place, during PPD, it's better to keep that personal and protected. I never told anybody I wrote in that journal. It's just now today that I'm sharing, okay? And that's because I'm okay with it. Am I going to let people read it? No. It's personal and it's mine. This is my secret to keep, if I choose to keep it as a secret. And those are words that are protected by me, and I don't need anybody coming down on me for the way I choose to express myself in my journal. Now, I will share with certain things I have in the journal, but it's good to, keep that sacred, keep that personal, make it yours. Not everything we get to, as mothers, you get to keep as a secret, as a personal item. You always have to give away everything, but one thing you gotta just protect and cherish. And at the right time, you'll know who you want to share it with. Okay? So, what else do I want to discuss? I also feel that it's important that, don't forget who you are as a woman. Sometimes we may feel after we give birth that, we can't be a strong, sexy woman anymore. We're just a mother. And you have to remember, you're not just a mom. You have so many other hats that you wear. You are a sister. You are a friend. You are a wife. You are a fiance. You are a girlfriend. Okay? You are so many different things. And never be ashamed of embracing those other aspects within yourself. Okay? Be sexy. Feel great. Do what makes you happy. It doesn't make you less of a mother, less of a person. Okay? We still have to maintain those balances within our lives. And I think sometimes when we lose so much of ourselves, when we become a mom, we forget who we are. And it's important to continue to be who you was before you gave birth. And embrace that and to stay true to who you are. And you could still do those things and be that person before birth and still be a damn good mother. You're not putting your child in harm's way. You're not hurting your child. So why can't you still be that woman? To be honest, do men make any drastic changes after they become a father? Not really. But there's so much pressure on women. Oh, you can't do this as a woman. You can't do that. You shouldn't be going out here. You shouldn't be looking like that. Why are women being sexist towards other women? Why are men talking to other women like that and tell them who they can be and trying to control us? Okay? We could be whoever we want to be. As long as we're taking care of our child, we're there to provide, to nurture, to feed, to help grow and provide all the necessary tools for our children's development. Then what is the problem? It shouldn't be a problem. Okay? We are great. Okay? And we could be great being a mom, being an entrepreneur, being a boss, being whatever we want to be. Okay? And we have to push our other women to do the same. And it's really important, okay? Not to be judgmental towards other women, but just to push them. Say, hey, you can still be a mom. You can do this. What's the problem? It's nothing wrong with that, all right? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, this topic, I really hope that everyone was able to understand, connect with, and I'm free to listen to any comments and read any comments, whatever you want to say. And just tell me what you think. What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? Is there anything in particular you want to discuss that you want me to open up on this video? On the next video or future videos, whatever. But I just really was happy I was able to get this topic out there because I just feel like it's a well-needed conversation in regards to PPD, and I'm sure that this conversation is not going to end here, and it shouldn't end here, and you should talk to your friends about it, girlfriends, whomever, family members. Just say, hey, let's not ignore this. Let's not ignore that this person just gave birth and this is a possibility that they may have PPD. Don't ignore things. When you ignore things, that's when things start to brew. That's when real issues start to occur because you don't know how to look for the signs, and you have to be open and willing to have certain conversations in order to be prepared and aware of some of the challenges that a woman may face and how you can help them or how you can help yourself. Okay? Now, in my next video, another thing that I really wanted to discuss, because I feel like this is a topic that is so important because it's become a part of our society. It's become a part of how we interact now. Okay? You know what that is? Co-parenting. Some of us don't know how to do it. I know I didn't know how to do it at first. How do I co-parent? I was with this man. Now I'm not with this man. I had a fling with this man. Now I have his child. And how do I co-parent with this man that I barely know? I was married. Now I'm divorced. I was a side chick. Now I'm having a child with this man. How do I deal with this? We all are all the different situations, and irregardless to how we got in those situations or what title we was to that man, it doesn't matter. All that matters is, how do I raise this child with him? What do I do? How do we do this together? Because you have to figure this out, because the child needs you to figure this out, because the child needs both their parents, okay? Both of you are equally important. And as women, we have to put our feelings to the side, put our anger to the side, and really try to make this the best experience for this child and for yourselves, because you don't need this headache. So that is the next conversation that I will have, and that will be posted soon. And I really hope that you subscribe to my channel, like it, not like it, however, make a comment, not make a comment. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, and thank you for giving me the time to really get this out and listen and watching my video. I really appreciate this. But every good thing comes to an end, and so does this conversation. But don't worry, I'll be back with more. Thank you so much, and I want you all to have a great and blessed day. Bye.